Why, yes, I am so ready to make this purchase. I have been waiting to make this purchase for such a long time, and now that we finally making this deal happen, all of the great games that we're going to have in our library is just going to be
perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
I am so ready. Just tell me where I need to sign and we'll make this deal happen. And so, for that being said, yes, no, I'll hold. What do you want?
Oh, nothing. Just see what you was up to.
Look, can't you see I'm on the phone? I'm about to make the biggest purchase in gaming history. I don't need you all being in my business no more.
Yeah, about that. You probably want to go and check out the news as to what just happened.
What are you talking about?
Go online and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about.
What? You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, by the way, remember, you're still on the phone.
Yes, I'm here. Oh, so we're not purchasing Activision Blizzard after all. Alright then, thank you. I hate you.
And you suck. Catch you on the flip side.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Game King is back with another video. And look, if you haven't heard the news yet as to what happened in the gaming world, your boy is gonna tell you, giving you everything possible as to how and why this situation has come about in the first place. Now, I'm wearing all my Xbox stuff for a specific reason, and look, I wasn't terribly surprised by the events that have happened today. I wasn't surprised by the fact that the news came out saying the UK has officially blocked and stopped the entire merger between Xbox/Microsoft merging with Activision Blizzard and acquiring them into their fold. And it didn't surprise me because I knew there was so much that was going to be going into this. I knew there was going to be so many things as to why this merger was going to get stopped altogether, because it wasn't a surprise. It just wasn't a surprise it was going to happen. There was so much going into this. And for being such a big deal, I mean, this is a big deal. Think about it. Microsoft was planning on acquiring Activision Blizzard for $75 billion. And I'm talking
$1 billion.
So it was going to be considered the biggest acquisition for anything in the gaming world ever. It was literally the biggest acquisition that was going to happen if it went through. Now, to give you the backstory as to what was going on, and Activision Blizzard is a company that's been going on for a long time. Of course, there were two different companies. There were, Activision, and there was Blizzard by themselves, and then eventually they came together and became Activision Blizzard. Well, the fact that Activision Blizzard has been going through so many different changes. Of course, you had things that were going on with the company in the sense of sexual harassment, and the CEO of the company was just doing stuff behind closed doors. He was doing so many different things. There was a lot going into the company, and they were getting a lot of bad publicity with how they've been, progressing with all their games and the stuff that they've been putting out. And the gaming community hasn't really been caring about what Activision Blizzard been doing all these years, and especially up to recent events such as last year, a lot of stuff that just came out. So Microsoft/Xbox decided to jump in and they were like, you know what, we want to acquire the company. We want to buy Activision Blizzard and bring them into our fold. And I wasn't different about the entire situation. I wasn't like crazy excited for it. I wasn't just absolutely ecstatic about the fact that Activision Blizzard was going to go into Xbox fold of game studios that they were going to have and acquire all the different IPs. And you gotta understand, Activision Blizzard isn't a small company. They have a lot of like the major IPs of the world. You got Diablo, you got Call of Duty, you have Crash Bandicoot, Tony Hawk. You got a lot of different games that are under the fold of Activision Blizzard. And if Xbox would have acquired them, man, they can control so much. And that's really the big reason as to why this deal did not happen as of today. And news broke out from the biggest, news company, the news market, the people that just report the news in general. You got CNN, NBC, Fox News, all those guys were talking about this when the news finally came out about it, and even this, of course, the gaming websites that were talking about it. And the one I'm going off of is going to be off of Kotaku. Kotaku reported this earlier today, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the scoop about it. We're going to read it and then discuss what is going on. Now, Kotaku was reporting this, talking about the entire situation, what was going on. And as to what they reported, this is what they had to say. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority, otherwise known as the CMA, announced its decision to block Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard on Wednesday, citing concerns it would hurt competition in the growing cloud gaming market where Microsoft dominates thanks to its Game Pass program. It's a shocking turn of events for what seemed to be a mega merger that were otherwise cruising toward regulatory approval. We have concluded that the merger will result in the most powerful operator in the fast-developing market for cloud gaming, with a current market share of 60 to 70%, acquiring a portfolio of world-leading games and the incentive to withhold those games from competitors and substantially weaken competition in this important game marketing, or growing market. Excuse me, I can't even say nothing right.
Well, then get your together.
The CMA wrote in its final report, both Microsoft and Activision Blizzard said they will appeal this decision. Now, they can go into court and actually appeal this entire decision from actually happening and make the merger go through. And I mean, it's again, I'm not too ecstatic about it. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm happy that if this could possibly happen, I'm gonna be crazy. And I'm a big Xbox guy. I'm a big fan of Xbox. I love my Xbox. I've played on Xbox for many, many years. I was cool with it, and at the same time, I was like, man, this looks like it could be something dangerous even to a lot of the gaming market. And what they're saying in this article, in the entire article, is that they acquire Activision Blizzard. If they would have acquired them, they would control so much of the market, especially because of Game Pass. And Game Pass is a wonderful service. It's a great service. Like, I don't use it personally because I'm a guy who likes to collect video games personally, and I like the physical copies. But to those of you who, don't physically collect Xbox games or, anything like that in the sense of sort of you just want to play your games digitally and play them on the cloud system, this would have been something astronomically just crazy for you to have, because you can get all these different great games from Activision Blizzard because they merged with Xbox, and you'll get them on Game Pass. So the whole reason for this merger to be stopped, and especially because Sony had pushed this for so long, they've been pushing this since last year when this deal first was even announced to happen. Sony made it their agenda, their campaign to make sure that this wouldn't happen. And their biggest threat in this entire situation would have been because of Call of Duty potentially going on to Game Pass, which probably and more than likely would have hurt Sony's entire library in the sense of just, hey, we don't have Call of Duty anymore. You guys have it on Game Pass, and the fact that their sales are gonna drop because of the fact that, well, guess what? Call of Duty is only on Xbox, which Xbox has also came out and said, and there's articles about that as well. They've come out and said the exact same thing, and it's something that I knew that they were gonna do and say that they were gonna do this. They said that they were gonna give you 10 years. They Microsoft, Xbox told Sony that they were gonna be like, look, we'll give you this long period of time to have Call of Duty on your consoles. We won't take them away. They've said constantly, we're not gonna take away Call of Duty. We know how important it is to have it on all these different platforms. And they were gonna give 10 years of, Call of Duty on PlayStation systems. But Sony was like,
Too worse for you.
The thing is that, and they're so more concerned about Call of Duty, which I am fully understanding of. Call of Duty is a big franchise. It's the biggest shooter franchise on the planet in the sense of, your high profile first person shooters. It's one of the biggest, if not the actual biggest thing. And Sony doesn't have anything like Call of Duty anymore. I mean, you don't have Killzone that's out there no more. Killzone has completely been just shot dead. It's somewhere in the vault. You got Resistance, another franchise that hasn't been revived since I think the PS3 days. I think Resistance has been dead since PS3, and that's where all the games were at. The thing is that at this particular moment, with this entire merger being stopped by the CMA, it can go anywhere. Of course, Microsoft and them are gonna go ahead and try to appeal this deal and make it actually happen. But until then, we don't know what's gonna go down. I'm not per se, again, not all for it. I'm not gonna say I'm all in. I'm not gonna say I'm all out of it. But I know that this merger can change, and it would change the whole entire gaming world. It really would, especially going into the future, especially if Call of Duty after 10 years, what would happen next. So, you know, I'm gonna keep going into this news. I'm gonna keep checking on it and seeing what's going on. Other than that, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate all the love and support. If you haven't done so and you're new to the channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you hit that bell, let you know when I drop off a new video. Other than that, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Be safe, love you, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'll at you.